Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right but prosperity just isn't flowing? Like you're trying hard, thinking positively, trying to keep the faith, and yet it feels like the universe isn't listening. If this has happened to you, take a deep breath and stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover may surprise you, and perhaps even change the way you relate to the energy of abundance. Many people believe that prosperity is simply a matter of effort or luck, but there's a hidden truth that few truly understand. Prosperity is a frequency. It depends not only on what you do, but on your vibration, and when your energy is misaligned, even the best opportunities can go unnoticed. The universe responds to your vibration, not your stray intentions. And that's where transformation begins. Aligning your energy with the abundance of the universe isn't some distant, esoteric concept. It's a real, accessible, and powerful practice. It's about understanding how your thoughts, emotions, and attitudes create a vibrational field that attracts or repels what you desire. And we're not just talking about money. True prosperity involves peace, health, relationships, freedom, and purpose. All of these are available, but only if you're tuned into the right frequency. Have you ever experienced this? Those moments when it seems like everything is stuck, nothing is moving, and the flow of life is blocked. Maybe you're carrying limiting beliefs you don't even realize. Maybe you're trying to manifest abundance with an energy of scarcity. And this is more common than it seems. The universe doesn't judge, it only responds. And when you begin to understand this dynamic, everything changes. What many people don't know is that there are simple and effective techniques to raise your vibration and tune into prosperity. It's not about magic, it's about awareness, meditation, affirmations, visualization, gratitude, breathing. These are tools that, when used with intention, reprogram your energy field. And when your energy shifts, the universe responds. Doors open, the right people appear, and the flow begins to happen. But before applying any technique, you need to recognize where you're vibrating right now. Because there's no point in trying to attract abundance if you're vibrating fear, doubt, or scarcity. The first step is to observe, feel, connect with what's happening inside you. And that's where the journey truly begins. Stay with me until the end, because this conversation isn't about ready-made formulas. It's about awakening. It's about understanding that you don't need to chase prosperity. You just need to align with it. And when that happens, the universe doesn't just respond, it conspires in your favor. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because understanding the signs of misalignment and how to transform your vibration can be the game changer between a life of struggle and a life of flow. And perhaps, at this moment, you're beginning to realize that prosperity isn't something achieved through blind effort, but through vibrational awareness. That the universe isn't against you, it's just waiting for you to align. And this change begins within, with small adjustments to the way you think, feel, and act. Sometimes all it takes is an inner click, a new perception, a different choice. If this topic resonates with you, leave a comment below with what resonated with you so far. It could be a phrase, a feeling, or even a question that arose. Your experience can help others going through the same process, and it's precisely this exchange that transforms this space into a living, breathing community. By the way, if this content is making you reflect, bringing you clarity, or awakening something deep within you, please leave a like. This shows that this type of message is valuable to you and helps the channel reach more people who are also seeking to align with the abundance of the universe. And of course, if you feel like continuing this journey with me, subscribe to the channel here. Your participation is what makes this channel grow and reach more people with this kind of content. Each video is made with intention, with truth, and with the sincere desire to help you remember that you already carry within you everything you need to thrive. Now let's move forward together, because there is still much to explore about how to transform your vibration and make room for the universe to give you what is already rightfully yours. The abundance of the universe is not a distant promise, nor a privilege reserved for the few. It is a constant flow, a living intelligence that manifests itself in everything that exists, from the movement of the stars to the cycles of nature, to the opportunities that arise when we least expect them. And most importantly, this flow is available to you now, not tomorrow, not when everything is perfect, but this very moment. But to access it, you need to be in the right current. Imagine the universe as a river. It's always moving, always carrying energy, resources, ideas, encounters, solutions. But if you're standing on the bank, trying to control everything, or swimming against the current with thoughts of scarcity, fear, or doubt, this flow won't reach you. Not because it doesn't exist, but because you're not positioned to receive it. And this is one of the simplest and most powerful revelations you can have. Prosperity isn't something you achieve, it's something you allow. When you begin to understand that abundance is a frequency, everything changes. You stop chasing and begin to align. And this alignment isn't about physical effort or rigid goals. It's about energy, presence, and how you feel and position yourself in life. Abundance is in every deep breath, in every thought you choose to trust, in every gesture that stems from gratitude. It manifests when you decide to let go of the struggle and enter the flow. And we're not just talking about money. True prosperity involves well-being, health, quality time, sincere connections, emotional freedom, and mental clarity. It's the kind of wealth that isn't measured in numbers, but in impact. It's when you wake up feeling light, sleep peacefully, and live with purpose. It's when you feel like you're in the right place, doing what needs to be done, and that the universe is supporting you in it. This mindset shift is profound because it requires you to abandon old patterns, inherited beliefs and stories that no longer serve you. And this can be uncomfortable at first. After all, we've been taught to believe that prosperity comes from effort, competition, and scarcity. But the hidden truth is that the universe doesn't operate on scarcity, it operates on expansion. And when you align with this logic, you begin to realize that there's room for everyone, that there are sufficient resources, that there are open paths waiting for you. This journey of transformation begins with a decision to trust. Trust that there is something greater working in your favor. Trust that you are part of this movement. Trust that by adjusting your vibration, you begin to attract all that is already available. And this trust is not blind. It is built day after day with small choices, with conscious practices, with the willingness to open yourself to the new. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because understanding how your vibration directly affects your reality is the next step to unlocking the flow of abundance and living with more lightness, clarity, and purpose. Comment here. That makes sense to me. If this insight into the abundance of the universe brought you any clarity or awakened something within you, your vibration determines what you attract. And this isn't a pretty metaphor. It's an energetic reality that's operating all the time, even when you don't realize it. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every attitude you choose emits a frequency. And this frequency communicates with the universe, like a silent signal saying, "This is what I'm ready to receive." The universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to the vibration behind them. And that's why you may often be claiming to want prosperity, but vibrating scarcity. And the result? More scarcity. This is one of the most important revelations when it comes to manifestation and energetic alignment. Because it's no use simply wanting something. You need to be vibrating at the same frequency as what you desire. Prosperity, for example, has a specific vibration. It's light, expansive, confident, and fluid. If you're vibrating anxiety, fear, comparison, or doubt, you're on a different wavelength. And the universe, which acts as a vibrational mirror, will reflect exactly what you're emitting. Perhaps you've experienced this. Moments when everything seems stuck, when opportunities don't arrive, when relationships fray, when money slips through your fingers. And no matter how hard you try to resolve the issue with effort, control, and logic, nothing changes. This happens because the energy field is misaligned. And when the vibration is off kilter, the natural flow of abundance can't manifest. It's like trying to tune a radio station with the wrong dial. The signal is there, but you can't hear it. The good news is that this vibration can be adjusted, and it doesn't require grand rituals or drastic changes. Sometimes it all starts with an internal decision to shift your focus, to choose uplifting thoughts, to cultivate expanding emotions. When you begin to observe what you're feeling without judgment and consciously choose to raise your frequency, the field begins to reorganize, and the universe responds. Not because you asked forcefully, but because you've become compatible with what you desire. This process is a journey, and like every journey, it involves transformation. You'll realize that certain patterns need to be left behind, that some beliefs, perhaps you're carrying patterns that aren't even yours, and that in itself changes everything. Because many of the blocks that impede prosperity don't arise from your essence. They are learned, inherited, absorbed throughout life. They are limiting beliefs that silently infiltrate, like inner voices repeating phrases like, "It's not for me," "This is too difficult," "I don't deserve it." And when these ideas take hold, they shape your vibration, sabotage your decisions, and distort your perception of what's possible. Fear is one of the most subtle and powerful blocks. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It appears disguised as prudence, logic, and protection, but behind this facade, it paralyzes. The fear of loss, of making mistakes, of being judged, of not being able to cope. And when you vibrate fear, the universe understands that you are not ready to receive. Because abundance requires openness, courage, and surrender. You can't receive with closed fists. And that's why, often, the first step to unlocking the flow is recognizing where fear is hidden. Scarcity is also a well-disguised blockage. It's not just a lack of money. It's in the way you see the world. It's in the constant comparison, the feeling that something is always missing, the idea that you have to compete to get what you need. Scarcity creates a survival mentality where everything is urgent, limited, and tense. And this vibration repels prosperity because the universe operates by expansion, not contraction. When you vibrate scarcity, you close doors you don't even know exist. And then there's self-sabotage, that invisible force that makes you procrastinate, doubt, abandon projects halfway through, and hide when opportunities arise. Self-sabotage is a reflection of an identity that doesn't yet recognize its worth. It's as if, deep down, you believe you're not ready, that you're not enough, that you can't. And this belief, even silent, creates a vibration that pushes away everything you say you want, because the universe doesn't respond to what you desire, it responds to what you believe. These blocks aren't signs of weakness, they're part of the journey. They're revelations that show you where you need to look more lovingly, with more presence, with more truth. And when you begin to recognize these patterns without judgment, something begins to shift. You stop fighting yourself and begin to embrace yourself. And this embrace is the first step toward transformation, the hidden. Truth is that prosperity isn't far away, it's behind these blocks. And when you dissolve fear, scarcity, and self-sabotage, the flow begins to move. Ideas emerge again, energy is renewed, connections intensify. It's as if the universe was waiting for this moment of clarity to act, and it does, always. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic because understanding how to identify these blocks in your daily life and how to transform them with simple, conscious practices could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Comment here. That makes sense to me if this dive into the blockages has made you see more clearly what may be blocking your flow of prosperity. And perhaps you've felt this before without knowing exactly what it was. That feeling of stagnation, as if life were on pause even with everything happening around you. You wake up, accomplish your tasks, try to stay focused, but deep down it feels like something isn't flowing. Opportunities don't arrive, results don't appear, and energy feels heavy and sluggish. This isn't bad luck nor a lack of effort. It's a clear sign of vibrational misalignment. And when you start observing these patterns more closely, you realize they're not random. They're telling you, gently or forcefully, that something needs to be adjusted. One of the most common signs that your energy is out of alignment is recurring financial problems. No matter how hard you try to save, work harder, or plan better, the same challenges keep coming back. It's as if there's an invisible cycle pulling you back to the same place. And this cycle isn't broken with more effort, but with more awareness. Because when your vibration is out of alignment, you might attract money, but it slips away. You might have ideas, but they don't come to fruition. It's like building on sand. Everything feels unstable. Another sign is a lack of clarity. You feel lost, directionless, as if walking in fog. Decisions become more difficult, thoughts become jumbled, and doubt sets in. This happens because misaligned energy creates internal noise, and this noise prevents you from listening to your intuition, perceiving the signs of the universe, and trusting your own path. Clarity doesn't come from outside. It arises when the vibration is clear, when the field is light, when you are in tune with what truly matters. And then there's that emotional fatigue that can't be explained. You sleep, rest, try to distract yourself, but the exhaustion persists. It's as if your body is carrying an invisible weight. And this weight is often the result of unresolved emotions, recurring thoughts, and patterns that repeat themselves without you even realizing it. Misaligned energy saps vitality, depletes creativity, and blocks enthusiasm. And when this happens, everything seems harder than it really is. Self-observation is the first step to changing this scenario. It's not about judging yourself or putting pressure on yourself. It's about noticing. Noticing how you're feeling, how you're reacting, how you're vibrating. And this perception, when done with presence and kindness, begins to open space for transformation, because you can't change what you can't see. But when you see, you're no longer a hostage, you're a protagonist. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because understanding how raising your vibration with simple, conscious practices can be the turning point that transforms not only your external reality, but also your relationship with the universe and with yourself. Comment here. I'm on this journey too. If this dive helped you recognize signs that you might already be feeling but hadn't yet named. Raising your vibration isn't about becoming perfect or living in a constant state of euphoria. It's about learning to care for your energy consciously, like tending an inner garden. And this care begins with simple yet profoundly transformative practices. The first is meditation. It doesn't need to be long or complex. Just a few minutes of silence, presence, and conscious breathing are enough. When you meditate, you clear the field, slow down mental noise, and create space for the frequency of abundance to settle in. It's like adjusting your internal dial to tune in to what truly matters. Another powerful practice is affirmations. And here, it's not about repeating empty phrases, but about choosing words that carry truth and intention. When you say, "I am worthy of the abundance of the universe," you're not just speaking, you're reprogramming. You're teaching your body, mind, and energy field to vibrate in coherence with this reality. And the more you repeat them with presence, the stronger this vibration becomes. Words have an impact. They are codes that activate frequencies. And when used consciously, they can open doors that previously seemed locked. Visualization is also a powerful tool. Close your eyes and imagine in detail the life you want to live. Not just what you want to have, but how you want to feel. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the emotions. The more real this internal image, the stronger the vibration it emits. The universe responds to clarity, and when you visualize with emotion, you send a clear signal. This is what I'm ready to receive. Visualization isn't fantasy, it's vibrational rehearsal. It's like preparing the ground before harvesting. Gratitude is perhaps one of the most underrated practices, yet at the same time, one of the most powerful. Being grateful isn't just about recognizing what you already have. It's about vibrating at the frequency of abundance. When you give thanks, even for simple things, you're saying to the universe, "I acknowledge the flow." And this recognition makes room for more. Gratitude transforms scarcity into abundance, fear into confidence, doubt into certainty. It's a silent key that unlocks invisible doors. And finally, conscious breathing. It seems too simple, but that's precisely where the power lies. Breathing with presence is returning to the present. It's letting go of the anxiety of the future and the guilt of the past. It's reconnecting with your body, with the moment, with life. When you breathe deeply, with intention, you calm your system, clear your field, and raise your vibration. It's as if each breath is an energetic reset, and the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. These techniques aren't magic, they're tools, and like any tool, they need to be used consistently, with intention, with truth. There's no point in applying them once and expecting immediate results. Transformation happens in the process, in repetition, in the daily choice to care for your energy. And when you start doing this, something changes. You begin to notice the signs, to feel lighter, to attract situations that previously seemed distant. It's as if the universe is saying, "Now you are ready." Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because understanding the role of clear intention and aligned action is the next step in transforming not only your vibrational field, but also the way you position yourself in life and the decisions that shape your path. Comment here. That makes sense to me. If any of these practices have already awakened something within you or reminded you that your energy deserves care and direction, the universe responds to clarity, not doubt. And this completely changes how you approach life, because it's not enough to desire prosperity, abundance, and transformation. You need to declare it with clear intention and act in accordance with that declaration. The energy of doubt is confusing, scattered, and unstable, It sends contradictory signals, and the universe, which operates by resonance, can't accurately decode what you truly want. Clarity, on the other hand, is like a beam of light. It cuts through the noise, illuminates the path, and creates a magnetic field that attracts exactly what aligns with your choice. Clear intention isn't just mental, it's vibrational. It's when you decide with your body, your emotions, your attitude, that you're ready to receive. And this decision doesn't need to be shouted to the world. It can be silent, intimate, but it needs to be firm. When you say, "I choose to thrive," and begin acting like someone already in that flow, something shifts. You stop seeking outside and start building within, and this internal construction is what sustains the external manifestation. But intention alone is not enough. It needs to be accompanied by aligned action. And here comes one of the most neglected hidden truths. Not just any action generates results, it's action that carries purpose, presence, and coherence. It's when you act consciously, respecting the timing of things, but without procrastinating. It's when you move, even when afraid, because you know you're honoring the decision you made. Aligned action isn't about doing a lot, it's about doing what matters, with clean energy and clear direction. This combination of intention and action creates a powerful vibrational field. It's as if you're saying to the universe, "I know what I want, I'm ready to receive it, and I'm willing to walk it." And the universe responds. It begins to show you paths, people, ideas, opportunities, not because you forced it, but because you've become compatible. And this compatibility is what transforms desire into reality. Behind the scenes of this dynamic, there's a profound shift in mindset. You stop being someone who waits and become someone who chooses. You assume the role of co-creator, understanding that your vibration is a tool and that your decisions shape the field. And this gives you power, not the power to control everything, but the power to align with what's already available. Because abundance doesn't need to be earned, it needs to be accessed. And access comes through clarity and action. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because understanding how the universe responds when you shift your energy and how to recognize these signs in your daily life can help you trust the process more and walk with ease, even when the results aren't yet visible. Comment here, "I'm on this journey too," if this part made you reflect on the power of clarity and conscious action on your journey towards prosperity. When you shift your energy, the universe responds, and it doesn't respond with fireworks or neon signs. It responds subtly, precisely, synchronically. It's as if, by adjusting your frequency, you begin to see a layer of reality that was previously invisible. Things don't magically change, but they begin to fall into place. You think of someone, and they call you. You talk about a project, and the next day, a related opportunity presents itself. You decide to trust, and suddenly everything feels lighter. This isn't coincidence, it's alignment. Some people call it luck, but those who experience it know it's not luck, it's attunement. It's the result of an internal transformation that begins with a decision and manifests itself in the form of signs. And these signs are everywhere. Sometimes it's a conversation that brings you clarity. Sometimes it's a text that seems written for you. Sometimes it's an unexpected invitation, a door that opens, an idea that comes out of nowhere. But nothing happens by chance. The universe is constantly organizing the behind the scenes of your journey, waiting for you to vibrate at the right frequency to deliver what is already rightfully yours. And when you're aligned, even challenges change tone. They don't disappear, but they stop feeling like punishments and become invitations. Invitations to grow, to adjust, to expand. You begin to realize that each obstacle carries a message, a lesson, an opportunity to position yourself more truthfully. And this is a clear sign that your energy has shifted. Because when you're misaligned, everything feels personal, heavy, unfair. But when you're aligned, even what hurts has purpose. This response from the universe is not linear. It doesn't follow human logic. Sometimes what you asked for comes in ways you never imagined. Sometimes what you thought you wanted dissolves, making room for something greater. And that requires surrender. Because alignment isn't about control, it's about trust. It's about understanding that there's a greater intelligence working on your behalf, even when you don't understand the details. And when you trust, you relax. And when you relax, you receive. Some say this is spirituality. Others call it quantum physics. The name doesn't matter. What matters is the impact. Because when you live this experience, when you feel in your skin that the universe is listening to you, something changes. You stop searching outside and start cultivating within. You stop running and start walking with presence. You understand that prosperity is not a destination, it's a state. And this state begins with a choice to shift your energy. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject because understanding how to maintain this alignment in your daily life, even in the face of distractions, pressures, and doubts, is what ensures that this flow remains active and that your journey continues with lightness, impact, and truth. Comment here. I'm on this journey too. If you have ever experienced a synchronicity that made you feel that the universe was responding to you in a clear and direct way. Prosperity isn't an event, it's a state. And like any vibrational state, it needs to be cultivated consistently. There's no point in having a moment of clarity, an isolated practice, or a one-off decision. The real impact comes when you transform it into a habit, a routine, a lifestyle. Because maintaining energetic alignment daily is what sustains the flow of abundance. It's what prevents you from returning to old patterns, distractions, and vibrations that keep you from what you already know you deserve. This alignment doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. It's waking up and choosing, even if for a few minutes, to connect with your truth. It's breathing consciously before starting the day. It's being grateful for something simple, even if everything seems confusing. It's repeating an affirmation that strengthens you, even if your mind tries to doubt. It's these small practices that keep the field clear, that keep the frequency high, that keep the channel open. And when you do this consistently, the universe notices. It understands that you're committed, that you're available, that you're vibrating in the right direction. Consistency is what transforms intention into reality, because energy responds to what is repeated, sustained, and experienced. It's not enough to wish for prosperity in a moment of inspiration. You need to maintain that vibration even on days when everything seems to be going wrong. And this is possible when you understand that alignment doesn't depend on external circumstances, but on internal choice. You can be in the midst of chaos and still vibrate peace. You can be facing a challenge and still vibrate confidence. You can be without answers and still vibrate openness. These energetic habits don't have to be complex. Sometimes, all it takes is stopping for a minute and asking, how is my vibration right now? This simple question brings awareness, presence, and power. And over time, you begin to realize that maintaining alignment isn't an effort, it's a pleasure. Because the more you take care of your energy, the lighter everything becomes. Decisions become clearer, relationships more fluid, ideas more creative. It's as if the universe begins to closely monitor you, adjusting things behind the scenes so that everything flows more naturally. And even when you lose your balance, because it will, you learn to bounce back. You learn to recognize the signs, to adjust your focus, to regain your rhythm. Daily alignment isn't about never falling. It's about knowing how to get up faster, more consciously, more wisely. It's about understanding that each day is a new opportunity to choose the frequency you want to sustain. And that choice, when made with truth, transforms everything. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject because understanding how prosperity manifests when you live in this continuous state of alignment reveals an even richer dimension of your journey. A dimension where the impact is not just personal, but collective, and where your vibration begins to touch everything around you. Comment here. That makes sense to me if this part made you realize that maintaining alignment is more about presence than perfection. Abundance already exists. It's not somewhere far away waiting for you to earn it. It's here now, circulating in everything, in the ideas that arise, in the people who cross your path, in the opportunities that seem small but carry seeds of transformation. What's missing isn't abundance. What's often missing is alignment. And this alignment isn't some inaccessible mystery. It begins with a simple decision to apply today a technique that reconnects you with this flow. It doesn't have to be something grand. It could be a conscious breath before leaving the house. It could be an affirmation said quietly while making coffee. It could be a quick visualization of how you want to feel at the end of the day. What matters isn't the time or the complexity, it's the intention. When you choose, with presence, to do something that raises your vibration, you are saying to the universe, I am available. And this availability is what opens space for the flow of prosperity to reach you with greater clarity, more lightness, and more impact. Many people wait for a sign, for an external change, for confirmation, but the true sign is internal. It's when you feel ready to stop resisting and start allowing. It's when you understand that you don't need to control everything, that you can trust, that you can open up. And this openness isn't passive, it's active. It requires presence, it requires choice, it requires practice, because abundance doesn't impose itself, it reveals itself. And it reveals itself when you vibrate at the same frequency. This is the hidden truth that transforms the journey. You don't need to chase prosperity. You just need to align with it. And this alignment begins now, with a small action, with a gesture of awareness, with a decision that may seem subtle, but carries immense power. Because when you change your vibration, everything around you begins to reorganize, and what once seemed distant begins to draw closer. What once seemed difficult begins to flow. What once seemed blocked begins to open up. That's the beauty of the process. It doesn't require you to be someone different. It invites you to remember who you already are. Someone who carries within them the capacity to create, to transform, to thrive. Someone who, by aligning with the abundance of the universe, begins to live with greater truth, more purpose, more freedom. And this isn't a privilege, it's a right that is activated with awareness, with practice, with presence. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because understanding how this energetic alignment begins to impact not only your personal life, but also your relationships, your decisions, and even your contribution to the world, reveals an even more powerful dimension of prosperity. Comment here. That makes sense to me. If this part made you see that abundance is not outside, it starts within and can be accessed right now. If you've made it this far, you've already realized that this conversation wasn't just about prosperity. It was about presence, conscious choices, and how you position yourself in life and the universe. And if any part of this content touched you, brought you clarity, or simply made you breathe deeper, please leave a like. This shows that this type of message is valuable to you and helps this channel continue delivering content that makes sense, that provokes transformation, that respects your time and your journey. Write in the comments, "I'm with you until the end." It's a way to seal this moment, to show that you were present, that something here connected you. And it's also a way to inspire others who are seeking the same alignment. If you feel like continuing this journey with me, subscribe to the channel. This way, you'll receive future videos and continue immersing yourself in content that not only informs but also inspires. There's a video here that complements this topic. Click it and follow me there. The journey is just beginning.